What's going on? And good morning, agents. It is Lieutenant BuzzLitebeer, and this is episode 17 of the Hardcore Chronicles. We have made it all the way up to the northwest portion of the map. This is Federal Emergency Bunker. This is probably the last of the actual story missions before we start hitting like the capital and the strongholds and things like that. This is level 24. I am a 23. I've been gradually upgrading the equipment, so we're still running around with the MDR, but yeah. This is quickly coming to an end, but I think I'm going to keep it going up through the world tiers. I think this has been a fun enough project and enjoying it enough that we may try and go up to the world tiers. Watch out for that guy right there. That guy will end your playthrough in a heartbeat. Why? Because he throws poison. All right, there we go. So thank you for sticking with me through this series. Let's pop him out with the Mosin Nagant. We had this one last episode. Bam. Crispy headshots. Crispy headshots. Not a headshot. Oh, whatever. It hits hard enough and two shot him to the body. So anyway, I appreciate you guys and gals out there around the world stopping in with me as we go through these playthroughs. Excuse me. Federal Emergency Bunker. Man, I have seen this one in so many different configurations. I get confused. You know, I played it on Challenge. I've played it on basically Heroic. I played this actual mission Invaded at the Red Storm? No, it was the San Francisco pre-launch playthrough. When Ubi brought me out there, we actually played this mission Invaded. So that was our first ever glimpse of the Black Tusk. So probably one of my more favorite missions. Not so much for the action. I mean, on Heroic it gets kind of sweaty in little areas, especially with the doggos in the fire pit room. But I just kind of like this old lore, this Cold War type stuff, and you know, if you really take your time and look around in this mission, there's some interesting, like, you know, 1940s to 60s, you know, type memorabilia type stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling on. We are still running around with the MDR on our back. I still have the Mosin Nagant as my rifle, as my marksman rifle, running around with the accuracy sight on it. So I'm basically just firing it over the shoulder. Hits really hard. So we're only one level. Can I surprise these guys? We're only one level less than the NPCs, so they're going to be able to take a little more abuse than I can dish out. But if my aim is on, there's two. Ooh, there we go. So, kind of pounded my chest there a little bit. My aim. Get some. Yes. Yes. Headshots. I love these. Love it when I get them. Sorry if I'm like spiking the mic, but certain things about playing this game that I really enjoy. And one of them is when my accuracy is on. What I don't enjoy is when my accuracy is off. Oh man, a running headshot. No reason to go into that next room at all. I'm just telling you right now. Now in Heroic, at one point they'll spawn in behind you, so you're kind of sandwiched in here, but of course, the Black Tusk are coming down on, you know, zip lines and all sorts of stuff. Doesn't happen here when you're taking on Outcast. Man, level 23 to a 24. So, watch out for those snippers up there. They will rock your world. So that's why we're going to hit them with the Mosin Nagant from here. Hit that barrel. Burn them up. Goodbye. Goodbye. How did that miss him? I don't know. Tactical kill though with the turret. Let's see. There we go. So anyway, yesterday we had the state of the game address, and I did put out a video on that, so check in the video description below. I am recording this Thursday the 30th morning. So if you would check out that video. I did a state of the game recap. I would appreciate that. There's dead agents hanging all over the place. This place is spooky. But we got some news. We got some more screenshots about the new playable area, KONE Island. We got to see the new 2 new classified assignment areas. One seems to be the detention center, which looks like a jail, and the other one's a nightclub. We got to see in more in depth the Chameleon, which is the new Vector, which is normally an SMG, but the new assault rifle Chameleon, which is based off the Vector, and the insane damage buffs that it has. We also got to see the new Firewall flamethrower specialization and skill tree, along with the new shield skill headshots, and some of the just absolute insane looking, I don't know what you would call them, perks of the skill tree, and it all looked really wild. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on anything and everything that we found out about the new episode from yesterday's State of the Game. If you haven't watched the video, I understand, but I did do a recap, which is considerably shorter than watching the entire VOD. Not that I'm trying to take away views from them, but I basically touch on all the I guess, the main points.
Can you hear me? This is Manny.
Oh, they don't even come out of here. I was waiting for the next wave to come rolling in. So we did get like some brief little snippets that more hunters will be coming to the game in the future. Not in episode 3, but sometime after that. What else did we find out about yesterday? Oh, the fact that they're going to open up heroics to be outside of just the Black Tusk faction. So we'll be able to take on heroics with, I guess, the other factions, which I really look forward to because... I mean, we've all played the heroics now. We all know how to take out the Black Tusk heavies, the chungas. We're all tired of dealing with EMPs from downing the doggos. Especially later in this mission, that fire room when it's like, I don't know, 8 to 10 dogs come out and they're just one after another after another. And if you're using a skill build, you might as well not be using any skills. All right, so he's got a custom M44. Hell to the yeah. Yes, I don't care. Put the custom M44. So for those of you who don't know, custom M44 is essentially, they've taken a Mosin Nagant, like the action and the barrel and trigger group, I guess maybe the trigger group, I'm not that familiar with it, and they made it to a much more modern stock and body and everything like that, and they actually put a detachable mag on it. So basically this is the Mosin Nagant, but it's just in a more modern looking body or chassis, which I like because it's going to fire just like the Mosin Nagant, which is perfect. So anyway, back to the state of the game. Anything or everything is on the table. What did you think about yesterday's announcements? Goodbye to you. These guys come in like one at a time. I mean, this is just like shooting fish in a barrel here. I mean, was there anything, goodbye to you, was there anything that you picked up on the State of the Game yesterday that you're really interested in? Or maybe there's something you're interested in, but you need to find out more about. Any and all of that is a subject for the comment section today. Me personally, I'm very interested in the new shield skill tree, or the shield skill as part of the Firewall spec. Oh, there's one more. And it wasn't really explained, but I did explain it in my my recap video. That new shield skill, you don't use that with the Bulwark shield, which is the big hefty shield. You use it with the Crusader shield, which is basically the assault shield. But anyway, it wasn't really explained, so I'll explain it just really briefly to you. Think of your character as having a cone going out in front of you and a cone coming out behind you, and they are equal, okay? So when you deploy the shield, if you have that skill activated, when you deploy the skill, any enemies that enter the cone in front of you will buff your damage, because you're using a shield, and they will buff the damage of anyone that stays behind you in the cones behind you, okay? And the more enemies that enter the cone in front of you, the more it buffs your damage and anyone that stands in the cone behind you. Okay, and of course, as you rotate your character, the cones rotate, etc., etc. So it is a squad buff mechanic that can also benefit you. So the idea is that you want to get in close and personal, which sometimes with that Crusader shield is probably not the smartest thing because it's not the beefiest of shields. You're going to have to work really hard to make that shield to have any resilience at all. That was a nice little pop over the rail there. One more. Oh. There we go. So I really look forward to trying that thing out, and especially pairing it with the new exotic AR Chameleon, because that thing, first off, fires at 900 rounds per minute, has a 50-round magazine, 2.4 second reload, and then it has all sorts of crit hit chance, crit hit damage, damage buffs, and reload speed buffs. Let's check out this gear real quick. I'm trying to talk and go through gear here for hitting certain portions of enemy targets. And on top of that, as the enemies enter the cone in front of you, you're picking up damage as long as your shield is out and active. So really look forward to trying that out. Of course, everyone's going to have fun with the barbecue flamethrower at first. Doesn't look like it stays, it's not that it has ammo, but the flammable liquid is, and it doesn't seem like it has a lot. It gives you maybe 2 or 3 seconds of a flame burst, and then it runs out. So I know we saw the demo yesterday when George was running around with it, and he basically had unlimited ammo. He could just keep resupplying the flamethrower. That's not really how those things work, but yeah, I'm looking forward to trying all of that out. And please leave your thoughts about any and everything in the state of the game from yesterday. If you haven't watched it, once again, check in the video description. I'll leave a link to my recap video. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend that you watch my recap before you make a comment on it, because I do touch on all of those. I want this guy's bag. I'm going to take too much damage here. Look at this. Too many guys pegging on me. I want to get out of here. Anyway, please watch the my recap video if you haven't, or you did not actually see it. And don't take any don't take any like third-party information as gospel. Headshots. Make sure you verify your sources, because I'm sure there's some people out there probably just complaining about it or something, and they didn't even actually watch it. They just heard from a person who heard from a person who, oh, this guy's got fire ammo. He's got incendiary rounds. I hate it when they do this to me. Can I hit this guy? That went right through that guy's armpit and did nothing. Okay, so let's switch it up a little bit on him. Ooh, got him on the run. Get some. Now I'm on fire again. So anyway, don't take any of that third-party information as gospel. Actually, verify your sources, like I try to do on any of my videos. All my information is accurate and correct, so if you want to see that, I'd appreciate you watching it. Not so much for the view, but just so you'd have the accurate description of what's going on, and then we can discuss things further from there. We did also receive information that the Honey Badger will be in this next update, but it will not be an exotic. How did I miss that shot? Well, whatever. The turret got him. So the Honey Badger is I call it in my video an SMG when I did the 10 things you may not have seen in the trailer. Technically, the Honey Badger is a PDW, so it's like an M4 that's been really shortened up. It's got a really short barrel. It's got an integrated suppressor. That kind of thing. It's meant for really close quarters personal defense, but it fires a big nasty round, the blackout round. So when I call it an SMG, it's because I think it's going to be in the SMG category, if that makes sense, because it doesn't make sense for them to come out with the Chameleon exotic AR and then come out with the Honey Badger AR. You understand what I'm saying? And in the trailer, we see the female agent firing this thing full auto, so it's not going to be in the rifle category. It can't be a pistol or marksman rifle or anything like that. All right, there we go. Purple Stoner. So it's my hunch that they're going to put the Honey Badger as an SMG. I don't know why they would come with multiple ARs. Oops, watch out, for this next update. This next room is a real bitch on heroic. Excuse my French, but it really is. But on this normal, this ought to be easy. Just gonna peg everything. Say goodbye to you because you're on fire. So for those of you also been, you know, I've been headshots, crispy headshots. I mean, it's crispy because they're in all that fire. Been following me, and I've been commenting on, you know, being sick. Pretty much all gone at this point. My body fights off things pretty quickly. I eat healthy and, you know, take my vitamins, things like that. Anyway, at this point, my sinuses are just draining, so every now and then I just have to basically snort a little bit. I apologize if it sounds a little funky. I am actually cultured.
Gotta put out the flames. I don't know if Maya has any fireproof gear.
This room looks absolutely sick. I just like it. I mean, the lighting and the fire and everything. This is Ubi artwork done very well, and Ubi always does their artwork very well. I've never had a complaint about anything the art teams have done in their games. It's a lot of the other things, but like I've played Assassin's Creed, now both Division games. Look at that, boom. Yeah, so their artwork team always does really well. The only game I really struggled with that Ubi made was this last Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I purchased it, and I cannot play it. Like, I can't play it. And it's hard to explain to you. I've answered a couple questions in the comment sections before about, you know, I'm partially colorblind. So, like, when I say blues are veterans. They look blue to me. Their health bar. People are like, those are purple. Well, I'm sorry, it looks purple. It looks blue to me. And when I say purples, it's just like a slightly darker shade, but I've just come to know it as purple. I don't really see it as anything more than like darker blue. Anyway, back to Breakpoint. The color palette that they used in Breakpoint is so obnoxious on my eyes that it either gives me headaches or makes me nauseous. Greens and grays and everything, I see those as almost identical. They're just different shades of the other thing. Let's check this chest piece. So when I try to play Breakpoint, it's like I'm playing like a black and white TV, if that makes sense. Like everything is like the same shades, and it's just, it makes me nauseous. And when I say nauseous, like my eyes hurt. You know, I started getting like a pounding in the front of my head. I tried playing Breakpoint. I seriously did. Not that it was a good game, because I don't really know anyone that's still playing Breakpoint, but other than for the raids. But it was terrible. I actually, for the first time, I know some people have already attempted this before. For the first time ever, I contacted Ubisoft support and asked for a refund. I probably had like 6 or 7 hours in the game spread out over weeks, and I'm like, guys, I can't play your game. Not only that, it didn't really work as well as I thought it should have on my gaming rig, and you can look in the video description. You can see what my gaming rig is. I mean, it's NASA worthy, and I would get stutters every now and then, or just like some really nasty looking renders, almost like I was playing on Nintendo 64, or like Sega Genesis or something. That bad. Or like pop-ins, like you know what pop-in is? Like you're walking at something, it's not in front of it, and all of a sudden it just appears. Like trees would not show on my screen, all of a sudden trees. Yeah, that's how this game was working on my PC. But anyway, I asked for a refund. They declined me. They said, speak to our support team and trying to help you work out your issues. So I have a perfectly well-paid for version of Breakpoint on my PC, now uninstalled because I can't play the damn thing that I can't do anything with. So if anyone from Ubisoft support is watching this, you can DM me or PM me or whatever you want to call it, and we can discuss how to get my money back, because I cannot play your game. It literally makes me nauseous. And I'm not saying the gameplay or the lack of it. I'm saying your actual color palette of your game makes my head hurt. Anyway, back to this game, Division 2. This is the last of the real story missions that we have to complete. After this, we'll be down to all the side missions that I've saved, and I will record as many of those as I can for you. those, remember, I believe they give you a third? I think it was a third of your needed XP, so they scale. We should be at 24 after this, so we're going to want to scale up. I'm pretty sure that the first stronghold that we have to do over in Judiciary is at 26, I think, so we'll need to scale up at least like 1. I want to be like a 25 before we do that, but side missions are quick. Oh, I was going to lead them a little bit. So we'll finish those up, and then we'll be off for the capital. You need to be a level 30. I'm sorry, I had to give this guy the hand. Got to be a level 30 for the capital. So we'll keep these recordings going. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading your comments in the video description below about anything to do with State of the Game from yesterday. Anything and everything you discussed. Keep it civil, though. Like, I read some comments that you felt like one of the hosts for the show was an imbecile or something like that. Hey, come on, man. I don't need to hear that. I mean, if you have problems with that, talk to the person that was hosted, not me. Also, Sunday, the Super Bowl. In, I believe it was episode 12. You need to check the video title if you have not done so. I think episode 12, we talked about the Super Bowl, and I invited you to leave your predictions in the video description. So if you are new to this series, maybe you jumped on after episode 12, or you just forgot to, go back to episode 12, not this video. I repeat, not this video. Go back to episode 12. I think it's the one where we talk about the Super Bowl. And you need to leave your predictions and the score. So you got to pick, you know, it's either the Chiefs or the 49ers, and then you need to pick what your score is going to be. And if I can pull it off, we'll have maybe some Division 2 swag for you for the winner. So you not only need to pick the winner, just run from this guy. Like, this is a simple enough boss battle that I can talk about something completely unrelated while I run. Get the drone drone up. Take out the little minions first. This guy's slow, and every time he throws that, he's already dead. But anytime he swings that sledgehammer, excuse me. Wow, it's early in the morning. Anytime he swings that sledgehammer, it hits the ground for some reason. Oh man. +1 for the melee swipe. But anytime he swings that sledgehammer, he just hits the ground, and then it's like it sticks in the ground, and it gives you the perfect opportunity to just beat his ass. Anyway, episode 12, leave your predictions. You got to tell me the team and the score. Closest one to it, if I can pull it off, get some Division 2 swag. Hard to find stuff, too. Alright, so this mission is over. This one was quite easy. Just popping my neck. I don't know if you heard that on stream. Give this mission the hand. 12 SHD tech, and we just finished the base of operations upgrade. Got over 200k XP. That is how you level up quickly. Shooting red bars on the street is a waste of time. I do it from time to time if I just need to clear them out. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to get like sandwich or something like that, but these main missions give you hell a tons of XP. So let's finish this up. We'll go back to the base of operations. I believe we have to go see that final upgrade. If I'm not mistaken, President Ellis has to give us his speech. You know, when those cutscenes come on, I always shut up so you get the full scope of what's going on. And I believe this is also the Fei Lao cutscene, and I love Fei Lao, so she will get my undivided attention. This is Fei 2.0 too, you know, so her legs all healed up. She's got her patch and everything. She makes a cameo in this. So let's go back and check this out. Anyway, appreciate you hanging around with me. Hardcore episode 17. That was no issues on Federal Emergency Bunker. If you were watching it, nothing really pressed us at all.
I'm sure you'd like to be here to see the whole thing through. Going in.
Here we go.
Waiting for you in the control room.
Your hard work has really improved our communications, security, and medical infrastructure. The Situation Room has a surveillance team, additional radio coordinators, and a staging area for patrols. We're running cleaner ops, managing resources better, and limiting collateral damage. The sick bay is starting to feel less like a field hospital and more like a clinic. With a new ICU and surgical suite, we can start healing people instead of having to prioritize who can be saved. The Shade network is prepped to be reactivated nationally. Once it's up and running, we can communicate with agents across the country. I really don't know how to thank you for everything you've done. Without your help, I don't know that we would have survived, let alone thrived. Thank you, Agent. Keep up the good work.
Just a few moments ago, the Shade network was restored nationwide. For division agents still struggling to hold this country together, and all of you fighting alongside them, or laboring day and night to support them from here, this is the turning point, where desperate hope becomes bold conviction. You have already overcome impossible odds. Thanks to you, good people in this city are starting to feel safe again. And our enemies are running scared. I say it's time we kick them out of their castles. To make it clear to those who stand with us, and those who would stand against us, that we will not hesitate. We will not compromise. We will never surrender. We will bear any sacrifice and secure victory at any cost.
All right, so fake President Ellis gets the hand as I jam it right through the Shade network there. Picked up some more XP. Oh, let's go back and look at that. You know what, the Hunters? Yeah, that would be a good place for our video thumbnail. Anyway, good place to end this one. If you haven't taken the time to do so, please take the time to smash that sub button and click on the bell icon to receive all notifications from my YouTube channel. While you are here, if you can rate the video with a thumbs up or thumbs down, that would also be greatly appreciated. If you want to support me and my YouTube content, check in the video description for links to my Patreon page and Teespring Buzz merchandise store. If you want to follow me on Twitter, here is my Twitter ID. I post on most things Division related. And until Hardcore episode 18, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.